Think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
And hello once again, everybody, and welcome to High School Basketball Classics. Tim Moore alongside of Rick Bua. And once again, Rick, we're going to go back in time, this time to 2016 and back to the Curry-Hicks cage on the campus of the University of Massachusetts for another outstanding matchup.
We do, and we've done a bunch of Hoosac boys and girls and versus Drury, and we've got another one today, but they're in our archives, and we said when we decided several weeks ago to do this program that we would give you the best games that we've done over the last 10 years or so, and this certainly is one of them. As number 4 Drury girls take on the number 2 seeded and three-time defending champion Hoosac Valley Hurricanes at the cage. And it was a great ball game for the vast majority of the game. Certainly much closer than the 2 regular season games that they played. And
you alluded to this, Rick, Hoosac Valley coming into this matchup as a 3-time defending Western Mass champions. And Drury, the Lady Blue Devils, a big turnaround from their previous year, where they had a record of 5-15, and they had a great season going for themselves here in 2016. And outstanding job done by the Lady Blue Devils as they entered this tournament as the number 4 seed. But when these two rivals meet up head-to-head, anything can happen. The emotions always run high. The effort is outstanding, and they're always good games to watch.
They are, and this particular Drury team, as good as it was, really had a hard time matching up with the Hoosac Valley pressure. And so did everybody else in Berkshire County and Western Massachusetts, per se. This Drury team was a little bit different, but you could see them coming 5-15 the previous year. The difference in the two programs is that Coach Ron Wojcik had already established an incredible program to the point of where I would call it a dynasty, even though he had even his best years yet to come. Whereas up in Drury, there were some coaching changes. If you remember, many weeks ago, we featured the Drury South Hadley game up in Drury, and one of our guests was, along with Daniel Rossett, was Coach Franzoni. It happened to be his last game. They transitioned over to Coach Jay Meehan, who had coached Drury girls years before, and then he had been replaced by Brian Flagg, and it was Brian Flagg. So it's really kind of Jay Meehan, John Franzoni's teams or program that Brian Flagg inherited, and they did a great job, had a great record, and really turned things around, and were very worthy to get that seat. So that was the only difference, is Hoosac Valley had already sustained their program, and were getting better and better all the time. And Drury had to build up what they had in 2013 back to where they got in 2016.
Okay, so let's take a look back in time to March of 2016. We're going to go back to the Curry-Hicks cage for the Western Mass Division III finals at the Curry-Hicks cage between the number 2 seeded Hoosac Valley Hurricanes and the number 4 seeded Drury Blue Devils. And we'll be back at halftime to recap the first half.
As I expected, right in front of us on the Drury side, we have our sea of blue. Across the way, the Adams Cheshire folks, the sea of red. I'm going to introduce the entire team. The non-starters first. At this time of year, at least Coach Flagg has brought up some of his JVs to get the experience. Starting line for the Drury Blue Devils, coming in with a record of 16-6, the number 4 seed, junior Sarah Lamar, number 10. Molly Moulton, number 14, also a senior, their leading scorer, averaging 11 a game. Katie Toomey, she had a couple good games against Hoosac this year, John. She's actually, scoring-wise, been Drury's leader in the 2 games against Hoosac. Katie also a senior. The other Moulton, Jenna, kind of a defensive specialist, to say the least. Also gives you some points. Number 24, and rounding out the starting lineup for Coach Brian Flagg is Liv Carlson, number 31 at center, senior. And I know I've said this before on air, Butch, but Liv is the Drury class valedictorian this year.
Good.
Now for the non-starters for the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes. Certainly for the Hoosac upperclassmen, Butch, this is almost like a home court.
Yeah, well, Maddie Ryan and
Cassidy. In particular, and even Fallon now.
no, Fallon wasn't there for the first one.
Not the first one, but I still feel she's comfortable here.
Oh yeah, she's very comfortable here.
Starting lineup for the Hurricanes. Number 11, Fallon Field, only a junior. Cassie Goodman, one of the two seniors, number 20. Number 22, the other Hoosac senior, number 22, Maddie Ryan. Number 23, the freshman standout, Allie Mendel. She plays like a junior, to say the least.
Well,
and rounding out Coach Wojcik's lineup is junior Kayleen Frederick, the center, number 35.
It's easy to, Allie Mendel and Maddie Ryan, they look a lot alike when they're on the court, too.
Yeah, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to pause for our national anthem. So, Butch, they're also they're announcing at the scores table that the winner of this game will play Littleton. So they already evidently have played the Central Mass Division III game. I'm assuming today. I'm assuming in Worcester.
That's what we've been told.
So one of these two teams will move on. The other one will call it a season. But nevertheless, a tremendous thing just getting here.
Well, it's nothing easy about it, and I mean, you got to win 3 games to get here. But the big upset in this division, as we talked about, is the Greylock girls beating South Hadley.
Yeah. It's even a minor upset, actually, Greylock winning at Athol.
Right.
But absolutely. Tabs is controlled by Liv Carlson and the Drury Blue Devils. Molly Moulton runs the point.
Hoosac's man-to-man.
Sarah's going to take a long, long three. Off the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. Off Jenna Moulton. Fighting for it, along with Cassidy McMahon. It'll be Hoosac basketball.
Well, Drury's coming out with a little pressure here. They're man-to-man also.
Lamar's going to be on Maddie Ryan.
Well, they're leaving Cassidy.
And we got 5 seconds. Maddie was looking for someone. There wasn't a heck of a lot of movement offensively. They were running a nice weave the other night, Butch.
Yeah, Cassidy McMahon was trying to come across there, but she didn't get there in time to get the first 3-4 minutes. They're going to get acquainted, let's say.
Katie Toomey to the hoop, puts it up and in.
Well, she's starting up what she did in the game at Hoosac, where she had 9 of the first 11 points of the team, I believe.
Here's Mendel's three, no good. A nice box out there, and we got a tie up. just as Katie Toomey came down, she's tied up by Cassidy McMahon. It'll stay with the Hurricanes. Just underway here. Cassidy's shot, no good. Rebound comes down, fought for, it's on the floor. Molly Moulton's got it. Molly tries to break out of the pack. We got a blocking foul on Maddie Ryan. It's going to be the team's first, her first.
Well, good hustle by Drury there to get that ball. And for the Hurricanes, two quick three-pointers here, and they've missed them both. Both rolling around the rim.
They missed a lot up at Hoosac this year, too. Then they started knocking some down, Butch, especially in the second half. Jenna Moulton from the wing. Shot is good. Here's Fallon Field on the gallop.
Well, Fallon does it all. She can play point guard, forward, center, wherever you want her. She's probably a leading rebounder on the team.
McMahon with the ball right over her head. Almost a travel there.
Yeah, well, Drury's in a little zone.
Mendel
here.
with a long shot is going to be no good. She saw the shot clock and probably three, Butch.
Yeah. Well, Hoosac's having trouble getting into their offense here. Hoosac's pressing now, full court.
Jenna all the way to the nice bounce pass, stolen by Maddie Ryan. Here comes Fallon. Crowd wanted to, at least the Drury crowd wanted to carry on that one, Butch. Good no call. Fallon with the basketball.
There's always a few vocal fans.
Everybody wants to be a referee, huh, Butch? There's a travel. Ellie Mendel did move her foot that time.
Well, Hoosac's doing no penetrating. They got to get the ball in and drive into the hoop here.
4-0 Drury. Very early here. 5:28 left in the first. DeGennaro in the ballgame. Brooke for the first time. There's the steal. Re-stolen by Katie Toomey. DeGennaro's long three. In and out and in.
7-0.
Freshman Brooke DeGennaro gives Drury a 7-0 lead. Maddie with the basketball. Frederick. Kaylee's shot is good. Nice baseline jumper by Kayla Frederick gives the Hurricanes their first points.
Yeah, she's a pretty good outside shooter, three-pointers included.
There's Brooke DeGennaro. Shot is good.
Well, we'll see
Two long threes by the freshman.
see how long Coach Wojcik lets this go before a timeout.
Cassidy McMahon shot no good. Rebound is by Liv Carlson. They look for Molly pretty much all the time. Molly or Sarah Moulton. Sarah Lamar. And we got a timeout called by Coach Brian Flagg. Still early, 4:25 left here in the first. Drury's been shooting well. Butcher leading 10-2.
Yeah, 2 3-pointers, a couple 2-pointers, and Hurricanes got to get regrouped.
Kayleen Frederick with that baseline jumper, as I just mentioned. But other than that, a couple of missed threes and a couple turnovers as the Hurricanes, the flow of offense still not there. I'm sure Coach Wojcik's talking about that right now.
Well, like I said, the game against Hampshire, they weren't shooting hardly any threes. They were running their offense, but Drury's doing a good job. They're guarding a couple kids, but they're dropping back on a little zone and behind that. And Hoosac has been unable to penetrate and get to the glass.
Coach Flagg, towards the latter end of the regular season and in the tournament so far, has pretty much gone just with Brooke DeGennaro and Miranda Wisman, who gives you some good minutes, but mostly a very good rebounder and defender. He just tries to spell everybody just a little bit.
Well, she's all alone down here again, number 2.
Toomey with the ball. Liv Carlson, short pop, got it!
Hey, we're approaching the 4-minute mark.
Double-digit lead. Brooke DeGennaro guarding Fallon Field pretty closely. Kaylin Fredericks. Long shot is no good. Back iron. Rebound by Carlson. She gets it out to Moulton. Molly to the hoop. All the way. Puts it up and in. Molly's first hoop of the night.
Well, the problem with Frederick shooting three-pointers is nobody's rebounding.
Here's Fallon's shot is no good. Rebound Carlson. DeGennaro does get the ball over. Gets it to Sarah Lamar. DeGennaro saves it. Carlson in the lane, goes up, won't go. Nice box out there by the freshman Mendel. Here comes Allie on the gallop. Into the corner to McMahon. Nice bounce pass to Fallon. She puts it up off the glass and in.
Well, Hurricanes needed that one. Puts the lead to 10.
Fallon Fields' first basket of the night. 14-4 Drury.
Hoosac pressing full court again.
Toomey with the basketball. This one is going to be off the front iron. Rebounded by Carlson, no good. Rebounded by Carlson again. DeGennaro goes up, wild shot, no good. Rebound, Kaylin Frederick. Some decent looks, Butch. Drury couldn't get that one to fall.
No, we had 3-4 chances there.
Maddie Ryan to Cassidy.
We got Mendel all alone on the right side here.
Here's Fallon driving. Mendel gives it up.
Down to 9 on the shot clock.
Mendel's going to take this one. If iron no good, rebound's going to be Toomey. And almost a steal by Fallon Field. She loses it out of bounds. Skylar Case. I was just going to say that, Butch. Sophomore Skylar Case certainly has given Coach Wojcik some real good minutes this year. And back into the ballgame for Drury is going to be Jenna Moulton. 1:44 left here. Kriegs Cage, D3 girls finals. 14-4 Drury so far.
Well, Skylar Case, good outside shooter, good defender. So that's why she's going in there. They're looking for another scoring option. But right now, Hoosac's just putting up players around the perimeter and throwing up three-pointers mostly, which is one of the things I was worried about in the pregame that we did.
I noticed it's probably all matchups too. It depends on the team they're playing, and also the score at the time. I know Coach Wojcik usually goes with Skylar Case. He certainly goes with Ellie Field.
Yeah, he brings 3 girls in.
And Lexi Mercier, for
right.
sure. So he goes at least 8,
yeah,
where Coach Flagg, who normally went 8, is probably going to go 7 tonight.
Yeah, well, he's not putting all the usual subs in now. Just Skylar Case is coming in.
The Hoosac starters are in, with the exception of Skylar Case. Ellie Mendel on the bench, and Jenna Moulton's still on the bench? No, she's back in the ball game. Who's on the bench? Yeah, we got a tie-up. It's Sarah Lamar. Sarah was on the end of the bench, and I couldn't see her.
No, but right now, Drury's got the rebounding advantage with Carlson and
Lamar back in for Brooke DeGennaro.
Carlson and Toomey are doing a good job on the boards, and Mercier's coming in now for Mendel. Well, she's a three-point shooter, so she'll be looking to do that.
Freshman for freshman. Long cross-court pass.
4 on the shot clock.
I thought Jenna was moving. Skylar Case with the steal. Here comes Skylar with her left hand. She's going to back it out again. Maddie Ryan wanted the basketball. There's Lexi Mercer. Long shot off the glass is good.
Well, that's what Coach Wojcik told her to do. Put it off the glass.
Girls basketball, you don't even have to call it, Butch.
Down to 7.
14-7.
Nice pass.
Shot is good pass, though. I think it was originally intended for Toomey, but Jenna Moulton stepped in the lane, took the pass. The rebound was to Liv Carlson, and she'll go to the line. 2 shots for the Drury senior. A little too hard. She'll get a second. That was a big 3 by Mercer, Butch.
Yeah, I mean, to cut the lead to 10.
Second shot is around the rim, no good. Toomey with the rebound.
But there's another rebound Hoosac couldn't get to.
Katie's shot from the corner is going to be a little bit long. Rebound, Drury. Molly thought about it. Goes up. It won't go, but she's fouled. The Drury girls, Butch, this year have not shot their free throws as well as they have in the past. This group of girls.
Well, they
and Coach
shot them pretty good the other night against Greylock.
They did when they had to, yeah. Molly's first one is good. They're all pretty good free throw shooters. Molly is probably the one that's been at the line most over her 3 years career.
Well, she does what Maddie Ryan and Fallon
second one's no
Field
good.
do a lot. They drive to the hoop, and if they can't get it up, they usually pick up a foul.
Fallon to the hoop, draws the foul. It's
Just
going to
like
be
that.
Liv Carlson.
But that's what she does. She'll go both sides, and Maddie Ryan does the same thing quite a bit. So we got Ellie Field checking in now for Hoosac.
Miranda Wisman
yeah.
for Drury. Fallon's first shot is good. Caitlin Frederick will take a breather. So both field goals are in the ball game at the same time. Fallon's second shot, nothing but net.
It's 15-9 now, Drury, with 28 seconds to go first quarter.
Bounce pass to Jenna. Jenna, short shot from the corner, no good. Rebound, Toomey, off the glass and in. Nobody boxed her out on that side, Butch.
Mercy was looking for the ball.
Long bomb is no good at the buzzer.
Well, she had no choice there with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
So we have come to the end of the first quarter here at the Curry Hicks Cage. Girls Division III championship game. Drury Blue Devils 17, the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes 9. Very, very good quarter for the Devils.
Well, yeah, they're getting a lot of easy hoops underneath and a couple 3-pointers. And we'll see what Coach Wojcik comes up with here.
Drury's has some real good looks. They've also got some second and third opportunities, and they've rebounded the ball well, and they've gotten some pretty good rebounds off the hoop, Butch, some longer rebounds.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do about that. Very, very nice crowd. There was a huge crowd, ladies and gentlemen, as we walked in here today with Quabog playing Hopkins Academy in the boys Division IV game, won by Hopkins. And the first game this morning, of course, I don't have any scores to give you, but I can tell you that Quabog did beat our Berkshire County representative, the Mount Everett Eagles. But Berkshire County well represented, Butch. Mount Everett and D4 girls, of course, Drury and Hoosac, D3 girls, Hoosac, D3 boys. And
there was
PHS, right? Boys and girls for Division II.
Yeah, they'll be following up after the Hoosac boys game.
One of the assistant coaches on Coach Ray's staff at Pittsfield High is Mike DeSico, Butch. Mike DeSico last year got the task of coaching the St. Joe Crusaders. What a difference he's had leaving that position, taking an assistant job at Pittsfield. But I told Mike last year, good for him for taking on that, so those kids could get their program or continue that program down there at St. Joe. Here's Maddie for the long bomb. Is going to be a little short and out of bounds. But if you look where Maddie's standing, it was probably a solid foot from the NBA 3.
Yeah.
That's a long shot. I often, when I do the games here, Butch, often wonder if the girls are looking at the line or if they even pay attention to those lines.
Well, there's
Oh,
three.
Liv Carlson did not see Jenna Moulton cutting on the right side. Molly goes up. There's contact, no call. Rebound's going to come down to Maddie Ryan. Maddie on the gallop. There's a steal by Molly Moulton. She kind of picked her pocket.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to tell her, you know, somebody's coming after you on that one. Maddie
Good ball
Ryan.
movement by the Devils. Jenna stops, pops. It's going to be long. Good rebounded by Fallon Field. Boxed out Katie Toomey. Fallon's going to try to take it up herself. Long shot for Fallon. Is good!
Well, I always refer to Fallon Field as a refuse-to-lose player.
7 points for Fallon. Drury breaks it. And we got a kick ball. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Sarah saw Jenna Moulton all alone, but right in the way was Fallon Field. Kickball's going to reset the shot clock, and Drury will have it underneath their own hoop.
Well, Kaylin Frederick back in for the Hurricanes.
Molly to the hoop. There's contact. Oh, we got a block. I thought for sure Sean McGrath was calling offensive foul.
Well, that was a tough one either way to call.
It's on Kaylin Frederick. That's the 4th team foul for the Hurricanes. And we got to travel. What John Bird and I say so often on the air, John, is so many times we want Liv to take a look and take that to the hoop. She's got a knack of drawing fouls, and so many times she's so unselfish, she passes the ball out to the top of the circle. Steal by Mould. She gets it to Sarah Lamar. Up ahead to Jenna. Jenna to the hoop, puts it up. Too hard, but she's fouled.
Well, Blue Devils did a good job, you know, getting the loose ball and going coast to coast there. We're at 6:17 to go, second quarter, 17-12 Blue Devils.
Senior Jenna Moulton at the line. First one, swish.
I never know if she's right-handed or left-handed when she's shooting foul shots.
No, you're right, Butch. You're right.
The girl from Hampshire did that the other night, too. Kate O'Connor girl.
Okay. In and out. 18-12 Drury. Skylar Case, shot, front iron, no good. Rebound, Frederick. Back to Case. And we got an offensive foul. It's going to be on Ellie Mendel.
That's 6 fouls on Hoosac now, one on Drury.
Sarah Lamar out for a breather as Brooke DeGennaro checks back in the ball game. Well, Drury lucked out right there.
Yeah.
When the guard gives it up to the center, Butch, you're in a lot of trouble. And luckily, Kaylin Frederick couldn't handle the basketball. Now they got to do it again.
That's Hoosac ball.
Oh wow! Okay, so Drury did lose it. No, now we're back. Skylar Case, long three, no good. Rebound's going to come down. Molly's got it. She's trapped in the backcourt. She does get away from Kaylin Frederick. Short shot, no good. And it's going to be a foul over the back. It's going to be on Jenna Moulton, I believe. That's only the second team foul for the Blue Devils. One more on the Hurricanes, and Drury will be in the bonus. Maddie Ryan back in the game, placing Skylar Case. Lexi Mercer, long shot, no good. Rebound's going to come down to DeGennaro. Shot is in and out, no good by Jenna Moulton. Ball still on the floor. Toomey comes up with it.
Well, Maddie Ryan with a good effort there.
DeGennaro, another three. Got it! Third boom ball for Brooke DeGennaro here in the first half.
Well, that's
And we got a foul on Katie Toomey.
right now the difference in the game is Drury making her three-pointers and Hoosac is
Right.
not. And Cassie McMahon checking back in for Hoosac and
Fouls on Katie
Nikki
Toomey.
Cruz for coming in for Drury.
Nikki's first action in a long time, Butch. Shot is no good by the freshman. Mendel, as a freshman, averaging 7.5 points a game, Butch.
Yeah, but lately she's averaging about 14 a game. So
That's brought that up quickly then. Allie's second shot gets the roll. 21-13 Drury.
Hoosac full court pressing again.
Here comes Sarah. All alone on her. Oh, missed a bunny. Nikki Cruz all alone misses it.
Well, sometimes you just take the shot.
Well, it's
for
experience too, Butch. Hasn't gotten a lot of minutes this year and hasn't gotten a lot of minutes in the postseason. Here's a step back. Shot is good. Maddie Ryan with three.
Granted. Well, Hurricanes want her to get hot.
21-16. DeGennaro saves it. 10 on the shot clock. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's Drury basketball with 4 on the shot clock.
Well, we're going to look to Moulton here, I bet. Throw up a shot. Nobody guarding her.
Allie Mendel read it all the way and knocked it out of bounds.
Well, what Hoosac doesn't want to do is foul here.
Here's Sarah's long shot. Front iron, no good. They're going to reset.
Well, that's a good move by the Blue Devils. They have another 30-second clock.
DeGennaro's three, no good. She has 3 of 5. Outlet pass almost stolen, but saved by Fallon. 3:49 left, second quarter. Cassidy McMahon with the basketball. Cassie's going to take a three. Got it!
Well, that's good hoop for her.
21-19. Now they're starting to knock some down, Butch.
Well, they've got the last 2.
First hoop by McMahon. We got a tie-up. It's going to remain Drury's basketball. Katie Toomey back in the ball game, and Jenna Moulton back in. And Brooke DeGennaro will go out, and Liv Carlson will get a breather here. 3:30 left, second quarter. Drury's lead down to 2.
That's Hoosac ball now in that one.
Good tie-up. Drury is a lot more comfortable, Butch, with the hands, certainly, of Moulton and Lamar, especially in the front court. Nice little weave here. Here's Fallon trying to drive. Goes up. There's a whistle. And we'll have to see if it's on the floor, if it's in the act of shooting. Well, took care of that one.
Yeah.
It's active shooting. I don't have to wait.
Well, Coach Flagg doesn't think so.
Fallon drains the first one. Eight points already for the sharpshooting junior.
And as we said, she does it all, really.
The foul is on Molly Moulton, her first team's 4th. Shot's no good, rebounded by Liv Carlson. 21-20 Drury.
Hoosac in the zone now.
Sarah Lamar, long three, back iron, no good. A rebound's going to come down to
Maddie Ryan.
Maddie. Here comes Fallon on the gallop again. Ellie Mendel, long one's no good. McMahon saves it for the Hurricanes. Shot is no good, but we got another foul, and Maddie Ryan will go to the line, try to put her team back in the lead, Butch.
That should be 5 on Drury now, I think, fouls. It is.
It's Sarah Lamar's foul. It's her first, team's fifth. So 5 different Blue Devils. Shot is no good. 5 different Devils have personal fouls. DeGennaro back in. Molly's going to take a little breather at the 2:38 mark of the second. Lexi Mercer back into the ball game. Hoosac. The shot is no good. Rebound, DeGennaro.
And Maddie Ryan,
Boy, she's scrappy.
Case comes up with it.
Wow, what a steal. From the corner, shot in and out, no good. Rebound,
That
Katie
ball-
Toomey.
That one was right on. Just did a little loop-de-loop on her.
Jenna, short shot is no good. Drury's been 1 and out lately, John. Here comes Maddie Ryan coming in on the left side, puts it up, no good, she's fouled. I think it's on Lamar, we'll have to see. Sarah was the closest, that's what Sean McGrath says. This is Sarah's second. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I think it was 6-2 team fouls, now it's 6-6. Molly getting ready to check back in.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row. Maddie Ryan's missed now.
Sarah Lamar sits, Molly Moulton back in the ballgame. Again, Maddie Ryan at the line trying to tie the game, and she does. 1 out of 2.
Yeah, 2:04 to go in the half.
And we got a foul on Lexi Mercer, a little block. They'll send Molly to the line for a 1-and-1.
They're going to keep calling those. It's going to be a long night. Everybody will be fouled out.
Molly's got the first one. 2 out of 3 for Molly from the line. Got them both. 5 points for Molly. 23-21 Drury. 1:50 left here, second quarter. Fallon Field starts to drive, stops, she pops, no good, rebounded by Case. Hoosac starting to get some second chances, Butch. They didn't get any in the first quarter, I don't think.
Frederick's asking for the ball down there. Can't get it to her.
Maddie, long bomb, no good, rebounded by Liv Carlson. And Hoosac does back off a little bit here, trying to double team.
Well, they don't want to get any more fouls.
Trying to get the ball in. It's going to be off Kaylin Frederick. Boy, I'll tell you, some of those passes are questionable, Book. They try to thread the needle sometimes.
Well, it's kind of hard when it's congested down there.
Yeah.
Got to get a little spacing.
Cassidy McMahon, the senior, back in the ball game for the Hurricanes, replacing Lexi Mercer. Brooke DeGennaro with the basketball. Gets it out to Jenna Moulton. Shot is no good. It's saved by Toomey, but picked off by Fallon Field. Bounce pass to Kaylin Frederick. She gets shut off. Shot is no good. Rebound is going to come down. It's going to be off Cassidy McMahon. This will be Drury basketball. Here comes the pressure. 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
Drury up by 2.
Molly says clear out. She gets by Skylar Case. Molly to the hoop, lays it up and in. Little give and go. 25-21. Maddie Ryan gives it up to Fallon. Fallon drives. Nice bounce pass to Kaylin Frederick. She goes up. She's fouled. She's been calling for the ball, as you said, Butch, and she's been a non-factor offensively anyway so far in this first half.
Yeah, but she can create havoc down there. If you can get her the ball, she's going to draw a lot of fouls.
She hit their first hoop from a baseline jumper in the first quarter, and she's been pretty quiet since, although she's played very, very well defensively. The junior's first shot is good.
Mendel's checking in for Case now. More to cover Maltland, I bet.
Second one is no good. Oh, great job by Fallon Field. Here's a long, long three. No good by Maddie Ryan. Picked off by...
Well, Maddie's needs to bring it in a couple feet here on her three-point shots.
And we got a foul on Cassidy McMahon as she fouls Molly Moulton. Molly will go back to the line for another 1-and-1, John. Butch. Molly is 3 out of 4 from the line here in the first half.
We got 5.7 seconds left.
Shot is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Liv Carlson. Molly's short shot around the rim, no good. Carlson again, no good. Wow, Drury had some opportunities here in the last 10 seconds.
They would have given them a 5-point lead. Now it's 25-22 Blue Devils.
And wow, Rick, what a first half here. Drury jumping out to a big lead and really, I think, stunned the Lady Hurricanes of Hoosac Valley.
Yeah, they did, because in the first matchup, Tim, up at Hoosac Valley in Cheshire, well, I can tell you this. I know that Hoosac won both games by 15 and by 20-some odd points. I can't remember. I think they beat Drury even worse at Drury than they did at Hoosac Valley. Again, both teams playing great ball, and Drury did sting them a little bit, and they did break the pressure, and they got some nice layups. And Brooke DeJaneiro, the freshman, boy, was she hot from the wing.
Absolutely.
And knocked down, I think, at least 3 threes in the first half. And Drury got out to that 14-2 lead. And you knew that Coach Wojcik was going to get his kids calmed down, and they were going to come back, and they did. And even though they're trailing by a few points at halftime, they got back into the ball game, and that's what you want to do. When you're down by double digits, you just take small steps till you get to where you want to be. You try to get under double digits, and then once you do, you say, well, maybe we can under 5, and they did. So Drury's going to have to be ready for the Hurricanes in the second half, too, because that pressure is still coming, and we'll have to see if it wears them down a bit.
Yeah, impressive performance by the freshman, Brooke DeJaneiro, canning 3 3-pointers. Also impressive, the work that was done on the boards by senior Olivia Carlson for the Lady Blue Devils. She was immense down low. Quite a battle between Olivia and Kaylin Frederick for the Lady Hurricanes. Those two power post players really battled all game long. They've done that all year long. Impressive in the post play for both young ladies.
Yeah, they're very, very good ball players, both the Kaylin Frederick and, of course, Olivia Carlson. And for Liv Carlson, it wasn't always about the scoring. You know, she'd get the ball in the post, and if she had a good look, she'd take her on and she'd pop one. But she was great with assists. Her passing was incredible. Her defense was very, very good, especially as a girl 5'10", maybe 5'11", and always was Drury's leading rebounder and had a great half.
Okay, so we're going to take a look now at the second half of this great matchup between Hoosac Valley and Drury for the girls Division III Western Mass title at the Curry Hicks Cage back in March of 2016. We'll be back at the game's conclusion to recap the highlights.
It's a 16-minute season for these teams. Possession arrow with the Devils, Drury with the basketball to start the second half.
Hoosac starting in his own.
Jenna drives, puts it up, shots blocked. Kaylin Frederick gets it out to Fallon. Maddie Ryan underneath. Cassie McMahon taking the hoop, takes a jumper, no good. Rebound by Liv Carlson.
Yeah, she had an open lane there too to go to the hoop.
She did, yeah. I think Molly might have waited a bit too long for that bounce pass to her cousin Jenna. Another kick ball, another reset of the clock, and Drury will still retain possession. Jenna from the corner. This shot is no good. Toomey is boxed out. Here comes Fallon Field for the Hurricanes. Allie Mendel, long shot, no good. Rebound. Kaylin Frederick knocks it off of Katie Toomey. Great job by Kaylin Frederick.
Yeah, good hustle there. A lot of Mendel's three-pointers are just hitting that back rim and coming out.
She's going to take another one. This one's going to be like more of a college one. That's back iron, no good. And we got a nice tie. Great job there by both Molly Moulton and by Kaylin Frederick. Molly came down kind of hard.
Yeah, she's...
And they want Coach Flagg. Well, Molly's still down.
Well, it's a big difference, you know, with Kaylin Frederick's a big, strong girl, and you know, they both went to the floor at the same time.
Yeah. So we're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen, while Molly's being attended down there by the medical staff and by Coach Brian Flagg. Don't go away. We will be right back. Okay, the round of applause is for Drury senior Molly Moulton, who went down really hard, stayed down, got a drink of water, got attended to, and walked off on her own, Butch. That was good. Good to see that.
Yeah,
and really nice of Ron Wojcik to come out to see how she was doing, too.
Well, hopefully she can get back in the game.
Hurricane basketball.
Medical staff still looking at her.
1 minute gone here, third quarter. Still 25-22 Drury. Mendel with the basketball, guarded by DeGennaro, who's into the game for Molly. And Allie loses the ball out of bounds. Blue Devils basketball. Good job by Sarah, getting it up to Jenna. Brooke DeGennaro, shot is a little short, rebounded by Liv Carlson. Oh, there's a steal by Fallon. Oh, she stepped on the end line. Butchie, she's all over the place. She's just got a knack for that ball.
Well, she's good at stealing, good at rebounding. Just have enough space on that sideline.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock. DeGennaro from the wing. No good. Rebound. It's going to come down to Frederick. We got a little breakaway here. Maddie Ryan trying to get the ball. Goes up and score it. Maddie Ryan.
That cuts the lead to one now. 6:12 to go in the third quarter. Hoosac on the press again.
Toomey, shot is up. It will go. She got the roll.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to roll off the side, went right in the hoop.
Katie's first bucket of the second half. Shot's no good.
Maddie Ryan draws the foul.
Was it Maddie or Allie?
No, it is Allie. See, I told you they looked alike.
And when Cassidy McMahon is turned around too, it could be triplets. Well, they're all light-haired girls. Shot is good.
Case in for McMahon now.
The Hoosac freshman, second shot is in the air. It is no good. Rebound by Carlson. 1 out of 2 for Allie Mendel. There's a steal. Fallon Field. Nice bounce past Maddie Ryan. Shot no good. And the pass from Brooke DeGennaro intended for Jenna Moulton is well out of her reach, out of bounds.
Molly Moulton's coming in.
Molly's back in. That's good. Well, she's a leader, John. Been on this varsity for 3 years, and she needs to be on that floor. She's a big part of this team. Here's Skylar Case running the point. Hoosac's trying to set up a play.
The shot clock's at 10.
Here's Maddie Ryan, guarded by Sarah Lamar. With the ball high over her head. Almost a steal. And the shot's no good, and you're going to get...
3 shots.
Shot clock was starting to wind down. Fouls on Jenna Moulton, her second. Second team foul this half on the Devils. Fallon swishes the first one. And in and out on the second one. Chance here to go in double figures with 10 points if she was to make this one. And she does.
Well, ties
2 out
it
of
up,
3.
Ties it up at 27, 4:50 to go in the third quarter.
There's another steal by Fallon. She's all over the place. Puts it up and in. Gives Hoosac the lead. And we got timeout called by Coach Flagg. Probably a smart time, Butch.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to see Hoosac go on a run here, and they've been known to do that.
Right, Drury's passes have been very, very questionable. They've gotten away with some, but a little lackadaisical here in the early part of the third quarter.
Yeah,
4:46 left.
Some of that was when Molly on the bench. Now she's back out there.
Yeah, I think that pass was Molly's pass, too. But I got to say, right now, Fallon Field has really, really stepped it up and is taking over. She's doing everything because she's complete.
Well, she pretty much did that against Hampshire at the end of the game, too. She just took it away, and it went from a tight game to a 10-point or 11-point win.
This is certainly, Butch, hard to say because we have a hard enough time calling the game and trying to keep some scoring here. But first Hoosac lead in a long, long time.
It might be the first Hoosac
It could be. Could be the very first lead of the ball game.
They were down 12 or 14 to 2 there at one point.
29-27, 4:46. This low scoring kind of fits into Drury's 40, 45 points per game. Molly's trapped. She knocks it. Oh, she tried to knock it off of Allie Mendel, but just went out of bounds. So turnover, Drury. Here's Skylar Case. Fallon with the basketball, drives the lane, puts it up, got it, and she's fouling, and one.
Well, somebody's coming out. Coach not too happy with what happened there. Jenna Moulton coming out.
Jenna's out, and Miranda Wisman's in the game for Drury. I don't remember calling Miranda's name in the first half, Butch. I do with Nikki Cruz. Shot's good.
Yeah, Miranda was in there for a little bit. First quarter, late first quarter, I think it was.
Here's that pressure.
Hoosac's up by 5 now.
Wisman gives the ball up. Here comes that pressure starting to get to Drury now. Kaylin Frederick underneath goes up. She's got to travel. Just before she got fouled by Liv Carlson.
Well, Coach Wojcik saying it was a jump stop.
Butch, this is a very, very, I know it's 4:07 in the third. There's a lot of basketball left. This is a very critical time for Drury.
Yeah,
trailing by 5. They're in a little.
Yeah, well, Hoosac's pushing the press here a lot now. They're inside half court.
Once you stop your dribble, that's it. They got to do it by passing. There's a steal by Kaylin Frederick. Drury getting very sloppy with the basketball offensively. Here's Fallon. She's going to stop and take a long bomb. No good. Rebound. Block underneath, but a foul on Molly Moulton.
Well, rebound by Allie Mendel.
She's starting to play very well, Butch, just as she did against Hampshire the other night.
Well, the pace is getting to be in Hoosac's favor.
Absolutely.
Here.
First one's good. Drury's got to be very, very careful here. Down 6, can't get down by too much. They're gonna have to answer offensively. Second one's no good.
Well, a 6-point lead for Hoosac. 3:38 to go in the quarter.
Hoosac has certainly stepped up defensively here in the third quarter. Shot is no good. Rebound is going to come down to Fallon. Long pass up ahead to Mendel. She just off her fingertips. Boy, the Hurricanes run that floor well.
Yeah, you could see that coming, though. That was going to go a little long. 3:12 to go in the quarter.
Almost a steal by Case.
Travel.
Got a timeout called just before Sean McGrath's going to call the travel.
Yeah.
Brian Flagg got a timeout. The defensive pressure really wasn't there. It wasn't that Drury was handling it. It really wasn't there a lot in the first half.
Well, what
but
they're
it's
doing
there
now is, I mean, they're forcing them to the sideline and double teaming from there. So Drury has not scored in this quarter, I believe.
2 points. It's 25-22.
25-22?
Yeah.
All right.
2:56 left, third quarter. Drury in a funk offensively right now. Wow.
Well, we're dead. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. 2:56 left. Third quarter.
Okay. Well,
Here comes Molly Moulton. Having a hard time with the pressure. Here's a steal. Nice bounce pass to Kay. She puts it up. No good. Rebound.
well,
It's going to come down
missed
to
layup by
Liv
Hoosac.
Carlson.
Look like a travel.
Sarah, shot for the top of the circle. Back iron goes no good. Rebound, Wisman, I believe. Back to Molly. Molly, long shot, no good. Rebound, Maddie Ryan.
Comes Fallon
Back to
Field.
Fallon. Skylar Case, three is no good. Rebound by Carlson. She's got a lot of rebounds. She needs to get out of there. Almost a steal. Jenna Moulton back in for Miranda Wisman. 2:05 left in the third, 33-27, 6-point Hoosac Valley lead. Sarah uses her left hand, gets it up. She gets trapped, and we got to travel. There's that pressure. That's the pressure, Butchie, that we've seen for the last several years.
Yeah, and they, like they said, they just pin you on the sideline and there's nowhere to go.
Okay. Skylar Case, the sophomore point guard, with the ball for the Hurricanes. To Fallon. Fallon starts to drive. Maddie gives it up. Case to the hoop, puts it up off the glass a little too hard. Toomey's shot, Toomey's intercepted. Kaylin Frederick scores it.
Hoosac's leads up to 8 now. Pressure's still on.
Drury can't even get a good look right now. Jenna to the hoop, puts it off the glass, no good.
Knocked away by Mendel.
And we got a foul.
It's going to be on Case. It's Hurricanes' first foul in the second half.
Wow. 4 for the Blue Devils. Coach Wojcik, Butch, can't ask for more than that, getting that type of defensive intensity and not committing fouls. Molly to the hoop, goes up, and we got a blocking foul. It's going to be on Kaylin Frederick.
That's at least her second foul.
I've got her for 2. We'll see what the scores table says. Mally's got the first one. Mally's first point in the second half. It's only the third point for the Blue Devils here in the third quarter. And Mally knocks them both down. 35-29, 6-point Hurricane lead. DeGennaro in, and Sarah Lamar out for the Devils. .103 left here in the third. Jenna Moulton trying to do the best she can. One-on-one, the shot's no good. Rebound, Liv Carlson.
Well, I don't think that's the offense Coach Wurzel's looking for. You got to move the ball around, use the shot clock.
You got offensive foul called on Molly Moulton, taken by Fallon Field. That's going to be the 15th foul on the Devils.
Well, Lexi Mercier coming in now for Case.
Molly's got 4 fouls, Butch.
Well, that's
So she's got to say the very, very least, almost play no defense.
well, yeah, it takes away her penetration too.
Allie Mendel. Low post to Kaylin Frederick. Shots blocked. Now we got a tie up, and it's going to be Drury basketball. 31.6 left. And the Devils, to say the least, could use a hoop here. Molly with a floater in the lane off the glass. No good. Rebound. Frederick. Oh, outlet pass to Lexi Mercer. All alone under the hoop. Puts it in.
Well, she was wide open. Nice pass to her from Frederick.
There's another steal.
It's going to be off Frederick.
Sean McGrath says,
Wow.
Hoosac basketball.
I thought Frederick.
Well,
kicked
Butch,
that
you don't
one
even
out.
have, it isn't even a catch and shot. It's that's it. Well, I guess it might have counted if it gone in. Well, that certainly was Hurricane pressure defense, and it was a great quarter for the Hurricanes as they take a 37-29 8-point lead, turning in a 3-point halftime deficit. Held the Blue Devils to 4 points, outscoring Drury 15-4 in the third. And a lot of it was defensive pressure, a couple fast break baskets, no threes per se, but some outstanding individual play, certainly by Fallon Field, Butch.
Yeah, she's living up to expectations, that's for sure.
8-minute season here. And again, Drury historically, this season, plays very low-scoring games. And they're defensively, Butch, they're not doing too bad. I mean, 37, holding Hoosac to 37 after 3, not too shabby. But you got to score more than what you have.
Well, they're getting caught up sometime. Hoosac's getting a long pass and getting some pretty good shots underneath. They're not making them all, but the last couple times down the court, they converted baskets. So we're in the fourth quarter now.
8-point Hurricane lead with the basketball.
Well, Fallon Field wants the ball.
Mercer. Still a lot of time. 10 on the shot clock. And we got timeout. Coach Wojcik wanted him to run a play. Wasn't happy with what he saw. He wants to talk about it.
Or he saw something on the defense, and he figures he can get a good play coming out of the timeout.
I think what you're going to see here from Coach Brian Flagg in this fourth quarter, Butch, is certainly his starters as far as they possibly can go. As for the first time in a long time, we got to put our NBCT banner up here. Hey, if Berkshire Broadcasting Radio can put theirs up, and we have one, we can certainly put ours up. Besides, we got a whole other game to go after this one.
That's right.
As the Hoosac Valley boys will try to repeat as they take on the Eagles of East Hampton. Number 2 seed versus number 5 seed.
That'll be Hoosac's boys' third visit in a row.
Right.
I
I remember Jamison Coughlin in the interview the other night with Tim Morey saying that for he and for Matt Kaepernick.
4 seconds here.
Shot is up, no good. The rebound is going to come down to Katie Toomey. Drury's starting to get a little flustered now.
Yeah, that's just an unforced error right there.
Cassidy McMahon, the senior, with the basketball. Underneath at Fallon Field, she lays it in. What a nice play.
Well, that's a play out of Coach Robinson's playbook right there. You can look for that in the next game, too.
DeGennaro for 3. Got it.
Well,
First hoop for the second half. 12 points for the freshman, all on 3s. There's almost a steal by Jenna Mullen. She knocks the ball out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes.
that's a big hoop for Drury. Cuts the lead to 7 here. 6:41 to go in the game.
There's Fallon. Mendo with a long 3 back iron, no good. And knocked out, I believe, by DeGennaro. First I thought it was going to be Caitlin Frederick. Maddie Ryan will put the ball in play for her team. Six and a half minutes left in this one. 7-point Hurricane lead. Coach Wojcik setting up a play. Drury fans yelling defense.
They're trying to run that same play for Fallon again, but Drury's got it that time.
Looking for the cutters. McMahon looking. Got Mendel. Ellie gets shut off.
4 seconds.
4 seconds now. Shot is going to be no good as the shot clock goes off.
Well, it's about 3 times now. Hurricanes have not got a shot off.
Molly's struggling right now, Butch. Double tripping team, and again, like you said, unforced air travel that time.
Well, it's a lot of pressure on them.
Drury has not gotten many shots off. You want to know why they're not scoring? They're having a tough time getting the ball over.
Kind of hard to.
Of course, we say this over and over again, ladies and gentlemen. There is no backcourt, 10-second violation anyway, but they do have the 30-second shot clock in girls basketball. The women went to it this year, Butch, for the first time.
Okay.
NCAA.
Well, they should. They should play by the same rules.
Yeah. Fallon drives the lane, and I think Skylar Case thought that Maddie was going to get the ball. Maddie Ryan thought Skylar was going to get it, and it went in between them.
And I thought Fallon was going to the basket. So
Drury with a
pretty sloppy play by both sides right now. The last minute.
3-guard offense here for Coach Flagg with DeGennaro, Moulton in. There's a steal.
Travel.
We got travel? Wow.
It's actually a double dribble. He waited. Good hustle by
Oh,
Kenny.
nice save there. Molly does the same on her end. Great save by Maddie Ryan with the ball going out of bounds. I thought Drury was going to have a little bunny there, at least a shot at one. 5:09 left. Drury's basketball trailing by 7. Could use a hoop here.
Well, it's still anybody's game.
DeGennaro. Stolen away. Liv Carlson loses the ball. Here comes Fallon all the way to the hoop. Puts it up and in. Molly had her back and never saw her.
Well, Fallon Field saw that and went right to the hoop.
Valley Field will have unofficially 19 points. DeGenero decided not to take it. And we finally have a foul. It's been called very, very fairly, Butch, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought in the first half a little bit if they were going to call every little touchy thing, but.
Well, right now if it's the fourth foul on Hoosac, let's see. They got 3 up there right now.
It might be the third.
Yeah, so it looks like.
DeGenero off the glass, won't go. Best look Drury's had under the hoop in a long time, Butch.
Yeah, it looked like a nice, easy one off the glass.
9-point lead. A little over, about 4:10 left here in the ball game. This is critical for the Devils here defensively. They got to turn some misses into points.
Well, shot clock once again down to 6 now.
Oh, shot is good by Kaylin Frederick as the shot clock was about to go off.
Well, that's when you know it's going your way, when you just get the shot off like that.
Hoosac starting to open up now, 11-point lead. DeGenero, she certainly waited too long that time, Butch, to set her shot, and Kaylin Frederick said, not today. Jenna Moulton back in for Brooke DeGenero.
We've got 3:40 to go now. Hoosac up by 11. They're taking a timeout.
Timeout called by Coach Ron Wojcik of the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes. 3:40 to go. Hoosac's opened up a little bit, 11-point lead. Drury had, a 10 or 12-point lead early on, Butch, the first.
Yeah, 14-2 is the one score I remember.
Well, 25.
That's when Drury was hitting 2 3-pointers in a row, and then they got 2 baskets in a row. They had a quick 10.
They had some great looks,
Yeah.
but they did not see this pressure. This is the pressure that you're used to seeing all the time when you cover the Hoosac girls, and this is the pressure I'm used to seeing when I see the Hoosac girls. I don't necessarily know if we saw it entirely against Hampshire. They certainly had a heck of a point guard in their little senior.
Yeah.
She looks like she was an 8th grader, Butch. So Drury going with their starters, the 2 Moultons, Molly and Jenna. Katie Toomey, Liv Carlson, and their only junior out there, Sarah Lamar. But I'll tell you, the hats off to Brooke DeGenero. Did a nice job defensively, and certainly she's going to have a heck of a career of girls basketball at Drury High School.
Was she now a freshman?
She's a freshman, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's got a nice shot. She's going to get a chance to do it here, I think.
Katie with a long shot. It's going to be off the front iron, no good. Rebound is, they're going to call a blocking foul just before Ellie Mendel lost it off her foot. Might be on Katie Toomey. Nevertheless, it's Jenna Moulton. Jenna's third, 6th on the Devils. Only 3 team fouls for the Hurricanes.
Well, Hurricanes can just run clock now.
Yep. Kaylin Frederick. They're in no hurry. Coach Wojcik will run some time. Skylar Clays for a 3. No good. Rebound by Toomey. And she's held. Katie has a tendency not to put the ball on the floor on the rebound sometimes, and that time she got fouled. Of course, it's going to be on the floor. There's no shooting.
Yeah, we've got 3 minutes to go now. Hoosac up 43-32.
Jenna lays it up and in. Much needed hoop,
Well,
to
they
say
got
the least.
They got the 2-on-1.
Almost a steal. Maddie's shot is no good. Rebounded by Liv Carlson. Here comes Jenna. And Well, we got a foul on Jenna. Jenna lost the ball, was stolen by Fallon. Fallon's fouled. She's going to go to the line, Butch. So what I thought was going to be at least a left-handed layup with a chance to go to the line and maybe a foul is going to go the other way. 2:23 left in the ball game. The junior's first shot is no good. Rebound by Toomey.
Well, those 2 foul shots there, 1 and 1.
Can't do that, Liv. It's a backcourt violation. A lot of unforced errors here in the second half of the Blue Devils.
Oh yeah, well, really, Hoosac doesn't need to take another shot.
Two minutes left.
Shot clock's down to 13.
Fallon drives and she's fouled on the floor. She's going to go back to the line. So it's going to be a lot of free throws, Butch, over the last, a minute 56 can turn into 10 minutes easily in basketball.
Yeah.
Fallon swishes the first. I've got her unofficially for 20, Butch.
Sounds about right.
And 21. Moulton to the hoop, puts it up too hard, but she's fouled this time. That's what I thought was going to happen last time down the floor.
Hoosac's got the 11-point lead now. They don't need to be fouling anybody. And just keep the basketball and get a good shot, take it.
Jenna, who's been a good free throw shooter all season long, knocks down her first. Jenna Moulton with 6 points, right at her average, Butch. And gets the roll. She's got 7. Back to single digits. 45-36. Allie thought about it for a second, Butch.
Well, that was a smart move. Get it back out. Good 19 on the shot clock.
Fallon puts it up. No good, no call. Rebound Toomey. We got timeout called by Coach Flagg. So it's a benefit every time Hoosac does put the ball. It gives Drury an opportunity to.
Yeah, well, it's a 9-point game now, so I'm sure they're going to be looking at 3-point shots. So obviously Hoosac has got to cover that up.
When play resumes, Cassidy McMahon, number 20, will check back into the Hoosac lineup. Right after this ball game, there will be the Western Mass Division III award ceremony on the floor. Stay tuned for that.
I would guess they're setting up a 3-point shot. They don't have it. Try to drive the lane and draw the foul.
Hoosac Valley coming into the ball game with a 60-point per game average, Butch, at 45. So regardless if the outcome stays the way it is,
yeah,
hats off to the Blue Devils. They certainly gave them all they could handle today. Not over quite yet with Drury with the basketball.
A minute and a half, still a long time in the basketball game.
Here comes Sarah Lamar. Crowd wanted a carry. Liv Carlson.
Maddie Ryan.
And we got a push on. So another Drury turnover and
a foul.
See, Liv needs to turn around and take it to the hoop or take a short pop there. Sometimes with the Lady Devils, Butchie, it's one too many passes. I have called them a very, very unselfish team, and that's not going to change my point of view today. Jenna Moulton out of the ball game, ending the senior's career should this score hold up. What a nice career she had. Maddie's first shot is good.
Well, Maddie Ryan's been all over the floor today, too, especially diving for loose balls.
Nikki Cruz in the ball game, replacing Sarah Lamar. Maddie drains them both. 8 points unofficially for Maddie. Maddie averaging 12.5 a game. Shot by Nikki Cruz is too hard off the glass, but she'll go to the line for two.
But once again, they don't need to foul. Just give them the basket, let the clock run. I don't know how many timeouts Drury has left. So it's 47-36 Hoosac right now, 1:07 to go.
Nikki's first shot is a little bit short. Molly comes out with the 4 fouls. Miranda Wisman in. And Nikki Cruz gets a second one to roll, so she hits the scoring column. And we got a foul on Cruz. 47-37, 10-point lead. Hurricanes well in control here with 1:05 left. They came out, Butch, with that intensity. That's what their basketball team's been all about under the Ron Wojcik era.
Yeah, and he just, against Hampshire, he went away from it, probably because he had a different game plan, taking care of Kate O'Connor and Mossett, and it worked out for him the other night. But like we said in the pregame, they've been able to run the press against Drury the last 2 times.
Fallon knocks them both down. Star of the game, Butch, Fallon Field. Hoosac Valley Hurricanes. DeGennaro's shot is going to be a little bit long. Picked up by Wisman. She gets it back to Molly. Shot is up, no good by Liv Carlson. And here comes Fallon. She's fouled by Brooke DeGennaro. So it's all over, ladies and gentlemen, with the exception of the final score.
Well, he's probably going to take his 2 seniors out here, I'm guessing.
Yep. Looks like Ellie Field and Skylar Cates getting ready to check in for Cassidy McMahon and Maddie Ryan, we assume. But you're right. Around the rim, no good. And Kaylin Frederick also going out.
Well, one of them better get out because we got 6 players on the court right now.
Somebody's got to get off the court because Fallon's still shooting. Yeah. There we go. They're all set now. I said to assistant coach Bob Leclerc, "What did you talk to Ron? See what you guys were wearing today before the game?"
Okay, you got Kayla Garbadidian in now for Hoosac, number 15.
Did Fallon make that last one, Butch?
Yes.
50-37. It's going to be one of those games, Butch, just like that 55-40 game Tim called in Cheshire. Almost the same thing. The only difference was Drury, really never led except early on. And this time they at least had a lead at halftime. And I don't care. It is not easy to beat a team 3 times in one season. And Drury beat Greylock 3 times this year. And Hoosac beat Drury 3 times this year.
Well, you get so familiar with each other, and it's usually easy to defend.
What a thrill it must be for Coach Brian Flagg in his first season, Butch.
Can't ask
John
so much
Bird and I were
more.
talking the other night. Some teams never even get here.
Right.
Katie Toomey, shot is no good. Rebound by Carlson. Liv with a little hook off the glass is no good. And finally, Liv's going to get to the line.
That'll be on Ellie. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ellie.
Liv makes the first.
Got Jessica Halverson in for Hoosac now too, number 14.
Drury seniors out. Liv's second shot's too hard. Here's Skylar Case. They're just going to back it off.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take a shot.
And we got a foul on Wisman. Garabedian is going to go to the line. And Liv Carlson checks out, the senior.
Got Paige Barrow in now for Hurricanes, number 32.
Shot is good at the buzzer. (51-40). Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. As the girls shake hands. Call up. Just going to run down the scoring, ladies and gentlemen, for you the best I can here. For the Drury Blue Devils, they were led by freshman Brooke DeGennaro with 12 points, senior Molly Moulton with 9, senior Katie Toomey with 7, Jenna Moulton, a senior 7, and Liv Carlson with 3 for their 40 points. For the 4-time consecutive division, well, we used to be 2, now it's 3 champions, the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes. The runner-up trophy given to Principal Amy Meehan, representing Drury High School, with seniors Liv Carlson, Katie Toomey, and Molly Moulton. Don't get me wrong, Butch, but I think Drury was happy to be here, but they certainly wanted it as bad as anybody.
Well, they played a great first half, a great first quarter in particular, but the Hurricanes were able to get it back within distance there at the end by the halftime, and then second half was all
Four
Hoosac Valley.
times, 4 consecutive years. So Maddie Ryan, Butch, and Cassidy McMahon know nothing else but winning Western Mass champions.
So how many points Fallon Field ended
Well,
up
for the
with?
Hoosac Valley Hurricanes, they were led by Fallon Field with unofficially 24, 8 for Maddie Ryan, 7 for Kaylin Frederick. They held Allie Mendel to 3, Butch. Cassidy McMahon with 3 and Lexi Mercer with 5 for their 51 points. So again, ladies and gentlemen, final score here at the Curry Hicks Cage. Girls Division III championship game, the Hoosac Valley Hurricanes 51, the Drury Blue Devils 40. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Well, Rick, like so many times in so many games that we've covered over the years with the Lady Hurricanes, it was in the end that consistent, nonstop pressure that kind of wore down Drury in the second half and propelled Hoosac Valley to their Western Mass title in this one.
Yeah, it was. It was a combination of that, Tim, and also the run at the end of the third quarter. I think was the 13-0 run. So Hoosac was able to come back from that 14-2 start in the beginning of the ball game, and Drury wasn't able to do much after that. Kind of go back and forth a little bit in the fourth quarter, but what an exciting game, and what a great game Fallon Field played for Hoosac Valley, especially in the second half. 24 points overall. She was the factor. She was logically their leading scorer. And hats off to Coach Wojcik and those girls fighting really, really hard. 50-41 victory, their 4th consecutive. And Tim, considering there are young ladies and young men that play high school sports
Right.
and in basketball never get the opportunity to step floor on the cage, and they're coaches that have coached for many, many years and have not been able to get their team over the hump, and to win 4 championships in a row, it was absolutely incredible.
Well, it is, and when you consider the fact that over the years, Coach Wojcik, during his reign at Hoosac Valley, Hurricanes never lost a game at the cage. I believe their record under his leadership was 14-0. They never lost a game when they got to the cage, which in and of itself is an amazing accomplishment. But in this game, again, you talk about kids not getting on the floor at the cage, not getting to the cage. You had 2 seniors for the Lady Hurricanes, Maddie Ryan and Cassidy McMahon, who literally captured their 4th title, Western Mass title. So very interesting as young ladies have the opportunity to win 4 Western Mass titles. So that in and of itself was a very, very, very interesting and quite an accomplishment for them. And a great, of course, as you alluded to, Fallon Field, another outstanding game. She finished with 24 points for the Lady Hurricanes to lead them offensively. But this Drury team, they put a lot of pressure on Hoosac Valley in this game and made Hoosac Valley work for it, Rick.
Yeah, they did, and they got scoring from we talked about Brooke DeGeniero's 3s. She knocked down her 4th, leading the way for the Blue Devils with 12, and then senior Molly Moulton was the only other Blue Devil in double figures. But what an outstanding season that Liv Carlson had, Jenna Moulton, Katie Toomey, and they did pretty well. And so Drury again was a little bit more senior oriented than Hoosac was, and so it's always nice when a coach knows what he has coming back the next year.
And a preview of things to come for the Lady Blue Devils, Brooke DeGenierio. She was the leading scorer in this one, Rick, with 12 points, and she went on to have a fantastic career at Drury.
She certainly did, Tim, and we talked about how hard it is to get back to the cage. Brooke did not get back to the cage after that, but at least she got an opportunity and really had an outstanding game as a first year and went on to become a 1,000-point scorer in Drury. It was a pleasure to cover her. So congratulations to Brian Flagg and his squad, and of course congratulations to Coach Wojcik on his 4th consecutive title.
Right. Well, Rick, of course, because of COVID-19, high school sports, college sports, professional sports have all been affected, and we've really been unable to cover the current season. There's been really a truncated winter season of sports in high school. But while we have a moment this evening, we'd like to just recap some of the action that's going on this season and start off with recognizing an outstanding girl player here in Berkshire County, Maria Gambaroni for Wacona. The Lady Warriors having a great season this year. They're undefeated in this very abbreviated season, but Maria now has become the all-time leading scorer at Wacona with over 1,300 points scored for Wacona. And this is a young lady we've watched over the years. Quite a player, Rick.
Yeah, you can see what kind of a season she's having, Tim, because we featured her several weeks ago on this program when she scored her 1,000th point. And again, I said it then, I'll say it again. I felt really, really bad when it was still uncertain if the Wacona girls were going to field the team or not. So I was very, very happy to see that they did back in January, because I knew she would get her 1,000th, and she did in her first game. And she's already up to over 1,300, passing outstanding boys player Pat Duquette back in the late 80s.
Right. And so congratulations to Maria. And Rick, there have been teams that have been playing high school basketball in Berkshire County and Western Mass this season. A little bit of coverage in Berkshire's and the Berkshire Eagle. Of course, we haven't been able to cover the games because the fans are not allowed at the games, but we just want to go down and kind of recap both the boys and the girls action that's been going on here in Berkshire County.
Yeah, well, starting with the girls, Tim, you mentioned Maria Gambaroni's Lady Warriors at Wacona. And they did, along with Hoosac Valley, Mount Greylock Monument, and Mount Everett, start in January. So they're getting close to the end of the season now, and they played 16 games. They're 16-0. And if Taconic and Pittsfield High, especially Taconic, who they're just starting their season this week, early March, where you would be normally concluding your season, I had Wacona and Taconic 1-2 battling it out for the North this year if it was a normal season.
Right.
And I had Hoosac Valley close behind them. And the Hurricanes are having a great season themselves. I think they're 12-4, and all 4 losses are against the Wacona Warriors. They're taking care of business everywhere else. So you can tell how strong the girls' North would have been. And it'll be interesting to see the abbreviated season that Matt Mickles' Taconic Braves are going to be playing, what their record is or how they're going to do. And we'll have to see. But Wacona just having an incredible season on the girls' end.
Absolutely. On the boys' side, Rick, Hoosac Valley, Monument Mountain, Wacona, they got off along with Lee, Mount Everett, Lennox. They got off and started earlier in the winter than Drury and the Pittsfield teams. And right now, Hoosac has a record of 13-2. They're having a fine winter season.
The Hurricanes under Coach Bill Robinson, they're having a great season. I hope they're having a great time. I'm sure they are. At 13-2, their 2 losses were a 2-point loss to Wacona and a 3-point loss to Monument Mountain. And those are very good boys basketball teams. So Coach Robinson has got a nice squad. He's got a few seniors, but the primary senior getting most of the playing time is senior Luke Levesque, who is doing very, very well. But he's very, very young. And he's led by junior Carson Meswar and also junior Davis.
Logan
Davis. Thank you. And also, how about that freshman, Frank Field? Oh, my goodness. That young man is lighting it up. I wish we were there to cover him. I wish we were there to see him play. And he's evidently the real deal. And he's led the Hurricanes the last couple of games in double figures in scoring. So it's been very interesting.
And another young team that's just getting underway, Rick, at Drury. They started their season late, but they're 3-1. Their only loss was to Hoosac Valley. And this is a young Blue Devil team.
Yeah, it's a lot like Coach Robinson's team. Cody Dewey is a senior. I believe he's their only senior. So Coach Reset he's got a lot of juniors and sophomores. 2 of them with a lot of playing time and experience, like junior Tim Brazo and sophomore Louis Gelati, who were part of the Western Mass D4 championship team last year. Also seeing a lot of action last year and playing a major role this year is junior Ben Moulton.
Right.
And then also junior Zach Davenon. They're doing okay. 3-1 with a loss to Hoosac Valley in a game that Hoosac exploded in the fourth quarter to come back to win that ball game. So Coach Reset's had his kids for a while, but as you know, it takes time, and you do so much in practice. Without the practice, it's a little different. So, but I'm glad the kids are playing. I think that Coach Robinson's team and Coach Reset's team, as young as they are, they have so much to play for, to get to know each other a little bit, because most of the kids will all be back next year when things are a little bit normal, and we'll be back covering the games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're really looking forward to returning to our coverage of high school basketball next year, and especially those 2 teams. Right from the get-go, you can see that they're going to be in the hunt next year for sure, given what's going to be coming back next year and the experience that they're getting this year. So we're going to look forward to that. And next week, Rick, on High School Basketball Weekly, we don't go that far back, but we go back to a real classic, a game you covered up at Drury last season between Drury and Monument Mountain, and 2 of the finest basketball players in Western Mass going head-to-head against each other.
Yeah, it was January 22nd, I believe, 2020. So it's not deep in our archives. It's easy to find, that's for sure. But it's certainly a classic game. And we talk a lot on this show about defense and the difficulty of the teams even hitting 50. And we haven't hit 50 very often on this program, on the games we've showed over the last 7 weeks or so. But you're going to see some scoring next week. And it was a total shootout between the Drury Blue Devils and the Monument Mountain Spartans at the Bucky Bullet Gym. And it's I don't want to give too much away, but it was a classic matchup. And the two young men going at it were Scott McGuire of Drury and Dion Brown of Monument Mountain. So it's going to be a heck of a ball game. and we can't wait to show it.
And that's going to be our game for next week on High School Basketball Classics. For Rick Bull, I'm Tim Morey saying, see you next week, High School Basketball Classics.
Think about it. Think about it.